All right. You want me to just take off?
Yeah, take off.
All right, I'll just take off then. Thank you, Christy, so much for having me on the call tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining me, for taking the time out of your night to invest in yourself. My name is Josh Coates. I'm sure you see that on the bottom of my little square right there. I'm a speaker, coach, and trainer on the John Maxwell team. If you've raise your hand if you've heard of John Maxwell. Please raise your hand. Okay, most everybody's heard of John Maxwell. If you haven't heard of John Maxwell, he's the #1 leadership trainer in the world, according to Inc. magazine, according to several other business magazines. He's wrote over 80 books on personal development and leadership. His book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, is the #1 best-selling all-time leadership book. Best-selling leadership book ever. And so this guy, he knows his stuff. Being on the John Maxwell team basically means that I go through his certification, where I'm taught all of his philosophies on leadership, on speaking, on coaching. And the cool thing is, I think someone might be unmuted. There's a weird little, or unmuted, I should say, a little weird echoing going on. But basically, there we go. Got it. Perfect. Thanks, Christy. So basically, the way I started working with Beachbody was my wife signed up as a Beachbody coach about a year after I signed up for the John Maxwell team. She signed up under Brittany Powers. Some of you may have heard of her. She's number 11 in the company right now. And so about 6 months ago, me and Brittany started working together. I started doing one-on-one leadership training with her back when she was number 37 in the company. I think at the time she was a 2-star diamond. Now she's a 7-star diamond. And through that, I just started working with her entire upline, going all the way up to Sarah Try, who is friends with Christy. And so what I really, really enjoy doing is, because I work with so many Beachbody clients, actually, can you hear him okay? Can everyone hear me? Okay, cool. Everyone hears me? Good. So basically, what I started doing was just working with several Beachbody coaches, and then I started doing training groups for Beachbody coaches, because I found that, everything John Maxwell teaches lines up with your guys' business. Really, it lines up with any business, but specifically with Beachbody, partly because I love Beachbody and I believe in Beachbody. I believe in the products, and I believe in the transformation that they encourage, not only on the outside, but also on the inside through personal development and actually caring about people, which all network marketing companies don't care about people. They care about numbers. And that's what makes Beachbody so awesome to me. I was actually watching Carl Deichler live stream at Summit this last summer, where he talked about everyone matters. And just that vision that he has is so amazing. And so basically what I like to do is take John Maxwell's teaching and put it into Beachbody terminology, because it makes it so simple for you guys when you can hear someone teach all of this stuff, but in your own words and in your own language. Sometimes the biggest struggle is reading, say, a book on personal development and going, okay, now how in the world does that actually apply to Beachbody? Like, how do I actually implement that in my world? And so that's what I like to do, is take everything I've learned from him, everything I've learned from my own business, everything I've learned from all of the Beachbody coaches that I mentor, throw it all together and give it to you guys. So tonight I want to talk to you about team vision, which some of you may not have your own teams yet. Some of you may only have one coach under you. Some of you may have literally signed up yesterday and this is your first team call. You may not have any coaches under you, and that's totally okay. Everything you learn tonight is going to help you moving forward, okay? So one thing I noticed with working with lots of Beachbody coaches, I work with 3 different coaches that are in the top 30, but then also lots of other coaches who aren't necessarily the top coaches. They're just, just Beachbody coaches. And something that I found is that one of all of the things people are doing and all of the things people are doing right, one of the biggest things people are missing is vision. And when I say vision, I mean a specific thing that a team is working together to do. Sometimes we call it a mission statement. I'm going to kind of tell you tonight kind of the difference between a mission and a vision, and how those two things can kind of come together to create this incredible, incredible, incredible team culture where everyone comes together for one purpose, to do something together, to make something happen. I think someone keeps hopping in and they're unmuted and they're like playing on their computer. I can hear them typing. So please, when you hop on, if you haven't muted yourself, try to keep yourself muted. I get distracted really easy. I swear I have ADD. So if there's like a bunch of people typing in the background, I'll go crazy. Like I can't even check the chat box without going crazy because I'm that ADD. So try to bear with me. I'll try not to get distracted, okay? And so here's the thing. A lot of people do have, once they start getting a bigger team and get things rolling, a lot of times they have like a mission statement. But that mission statement is literally just wrote down somewhere on a piece of paper, tucked away somewhere in their drawer. Or maybe sometimes that mission statement is on the banner, like on your team banner, and it's wrote there, but no one ever really talks about it. Because we talk about words like this: hitting SC, rank advancing, pushing to emerald, or pushing to diamond. We don't really do push for rubies most of the time because no one ever uses that word in Beachbody, but we have the emerald, the diamond, and then you want to get 2 stars so you can get that first bonus, and then 5-star, and then we have premier and elite. We talk about all these numbers, and there's nothing, I don't want to make it sound like there's something wrong with numbers. I promise you there's nothing wrong with numbers. Every single time I pay my mortgage, I have to put a number on the check, right? There's nothing, if there's no numbers, we live in a really weird world where we're all going to lose our houses and cars and everything else we own if we don't understand numbers, right? But it can never be just about the numbers, okay? So I want to break this down for you a little bit. I want you to imagine like a special forces part of the Army. I don't know Army language very good, so forgive me if you do know Army language, but I just want you to, the only Army I know is like Call of Duty on my Xbox. But I want you to imagine like these special troops, they're going in and their job is to go in and rescue some soldiers that got captured, okay? And they're like crawling through the jungle, right? They're trying to keep from getting shot because it's usually a good thing not to get shot when you're on a mission, right? And then one of the guys is like, hey, hold on a second. What's our mission? What were we supposed to do again? And another guy's like, hold on a second. I got it on a sticky note in my backpack. Just give me a minute. Let me pull my backpack out. So you pull your backpack out, right? And you like pull your folder out. You like, hold on a second. I can't remember where it's at in this folder. I forget where I filed it at. And you open it and you find it. Oh, that's right. Our mission is to rescue these people. They're 500 kilometers away. We're supposed to make sure we go during the night. Now, let me ask, how successful is their mission going to be if they have to pull out their backpack and look at a piece of paper to remember what their mission is? They're probably going to get shot, right? The dudes are probably going to forget that it's supposed to be at nighttime. They're going to go in the middle of the day. They're going to be wearing all black, which means they're going to like stand out really bad in the daytime, right? They're going to go to the wrong building, and they're not even going to find the right people, and they're all going to get shot and die, right? That's what happens when you don't know your mission. Another thing that could happen is they actually go in and just level the whole building and just take out everyone in there. I mean, they got their like AKs, they got like smoke grenades, they like smoke the place out, and they just level everybody, right? And then they come home and they're like, dude, we leveled the whole building. And then, you know, their commander, whoever's in charge, is like, okay, where's the people I sent you to rescue? And they're like, wait, what? We're supposed to rescue people? Oh, it's very possible we blew them all up. But we did kill like 500 people. Now, if they killed 500 people, but didn't come home with the people they were supposed to rescue, were they successful or unsuccessful on their mission? Hopefully you understand they were unsuccessful. You're not supposed to kill the people you're supposed to go in and recover, right? So the point is, if you don't understand your mission, A, you're not going to have a clear path to the things that you're supposed to do. B, you're going to end up a lot of times doing the wrong freaking thing and doing something that is actually counterproductive to what you were actually supposed to be doing. So here's two extremes that I see in this business, okay? And I talk about personality types a lot because I think it's very, very important. We work with lots of different people in this business, right? Hopefully you guys are starting new convos every single day. If not, hopefully you at least have some challengers in your challenge group. You've got some coaches under you. Either way, this is a people business, right? It's all based on people. So I want to break down 4 personality types for you real quick to help you understand some of these common struggles. And I like to make it easy. I did a YouTube video on it. It's all animals. Like I said, I'm ADD. I can't remember all this Emerald Ruby crap, okay? I turn it into animals because I'm dumb sometimes, and that makes it easy. Always trying to make things easy, okay? Number 1, we've got the rhino, okay? The rhino is full force on all the time. These are the people that absolutely love numbers. They love competition. They don't need a bunch of explanation, okay? They don't need you to take them by the hand and say, okay, now what you're going to first do is open up Word Swag, okay? You're going to pick a pretty color. Now, here's what you're going to want to be careful about the font here. There's 25 different fonts. If you want, for an extra $2, you can get 29 fonts. And then, they don't need a hand. Just give me the freaking thing and let me go do it. Okay? A rhino, you say, go start 10 new convos a day. They go start 20 new convos a day. Okay? That's a rhino. Okay? A peacock, very, very outgoing, absolutely loves the spotlight. I mean, they are the person, if you go to a party, they're the one in the center of the floor dancing and trying to get everyone's attention. And I like to say that a peacock's motto is party now, plan later. They love the spotlight. They love to have a good time. But unfortunately, they're not usually focused on what they're doing with their time because they're just trying to have a good time. They're just trying to party. That's it. At the end of the day, if nothing gets accomplished, it's okay as long as someone thought you were funny or thought they had a good time. Okay? Next, we have the golden retriever. The golden retriever is a little more, I don't want to say that they're an introvert, but they're a little more quiet. They like to be a part of what's going on. They just hate the attention. They don't want to be the center. They're the person that's always there. If there's any get together, they're going to be there, but they're going to be kind of the person standing outside of the circle, not getting any attention, not trying to make the decisions, not trying to have the ideas. They just love to be there. They're loyal. They're faithful. You can count on them being there every single time. Just don't expect them to take charge and be the one that makes the decisions, okay? Then you've got the owl. The owl is the exact opposite of the peacock. The owl loves spreadsheets, loves to organize things. They've got 20 different colors of highlighters, and they're literally where the peacock says party now, plan later. And by later, they really mean never. The owl says plan now and party later. And by later, they really mean never. Okay? So now that you understand the different personality types, I promise this will help you with understanding people on your team. Because there's some people on your team, you're like, what the heck is wrong with them? And really, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just wired differently than you. Okay? So here's what I found. The 2 main types of people are rhinos and golden retrievers. Now, lots of people have a few animals mixed in, but the most common ones are rhinos, because let's face it, this is a very numbers-based business, right? So rhinos naturally succeed in this business because they love to just grab it and just run with it, okay? Golden retrievers love community, and they love purpose. That's the other side of this business, is community and purpose, right? We run challenge groups. That gives you community. We have team pages, team calls. This is all community, okay? But here's what happens. The rhino is so focused on numbers that sometimes they clear out the whole building and forget there was a mission of people they needed to save. In other words, rhinos are so focused on hitting SC10 that a lot of times they hit SC20, SC40, SC60. I work with some people that hit SC100. But sometimes they forget that the mission was to help these people, not just to sell a bunch of challenge packs and get a big fat paycheck. And because of that, rhinos, because they're hitting such big numbers, a lot of times grow big teams. And a lot of times a lot of the clients that I have are very strong rhinos. And that's why they work with me, because they need help on their leadership. Because rhinos, one of their biggest weaknesses is they forget to turn around and find out if anyone's actually following them. Because they are so far out ahead doing their own thing, they forget to include the community that they drew in. And so because of that, we've got a bunch of golden retrievers that are burned out and sick of this business because they're so tired of being pushed to try to hit more numbers. And they're saying things like this: I just signed up because I wanted to make a difference. Not because I wanted to hit SC, not because I wanted to go diamond, not even because I cared about a paycheck. I really just wanted to help people. And all I hear about is numbers this, numbers that, recruit this, convo that. But here's the problem with that, guys. Okay, so the rhino errs too much on the numbers, okay? But the golden retriever sometimes is so focused on the mission and the purpose, they forget that the numbers are a measuring tool of how well you're carrying out the purpose. And so what I really, really, really want to drive home tonight is that it's not about the numbers or the purpose. It's about the numbers and the purpose. If all you're focused on is numbers, you're going to burn a lot of bridges. But if all you're focused on is the mission and you're sitting at home on the couch watching Netflix because you're so much about the mission you don't want to chase numbers, guess what? You're not helping anybody. The only way to carry out the mission is to find numbers, people, to implement the mission. And so we can never get to this point where we say, well, I'm just so sick of these numbers. I'm so sick of SC and ranks. Listen, guys, the numbers were put into place to help you measure how well you're carrying out the mission. So when you come home from that special, when you go into as the special troops to rescue all those people, let's say you've got 20 people to rescue, okay? And you go in, you blow the place up, you find the jail or the prison, whatever they're holding them up in, and you bring one of those people home. And you're excited because you really feel like you made a difference. Man, I lived my purpose today. I rescued one person in this entire family. Do you know what your lieutenant or sergeant or whoever is going to say? Where's the other 19 guys? Where's the other 19 guys? Did you literally just leave the other 19 people to die? They've got families too. Like, that's great that you rescued this one person, and we appreciate that. But there's 19 other people in there dying right now. And now I have to go tell every one of their families that they just lost a husband, they just lost a wife, they just lost a parent, they just lost a sibling. Because you were so focused on the purpose of making one person matter that you forgot that each one of the people in that cell mattered, not just one. And so sometimes people who are purpose-driven or mission-driven forget that they think, and they say things like this, well, I just want to help one person. Because they think that somehow like makes it more special if you only help one instead of helping 50, because 50, that's just numbers. That doesn't matter. So I'm just going to help one. Well, what about all the other people that right now are depressed, overweight, unhealthy, got diabetes? Like my wife had hypothyroidism before she found Shakeology. My wife literally would work out and then lay in bed sick the rest of the night. Her body could not produce enough energy to handle her her health journey. And so she was still working out every day because she knew she needed to, and that was the only way she was ever going to get like a fresh start. But without Shaco, she would literally work out and then be in bed the rest of the night. And every single day, the kids would say, where's mommy? Like, is mommy going to watch the movie with us tonight? Is mommy going to play with us? And she couldn't, because she was so sick and so exhausted, she was in bed. 2 months after Shakeology, my wife is at the park with the kids playing. She's out in the living room watching the movies with us. No more missing mommy. There are literally millions of people all over the States and all over Canada in a situation like my wife was. And if we are so focused on just helping one person, we're leaving out a lot of people that really need us. Okay? So here's the thing. I want to break this down a little bit for you. I'm going to break it down for you the way someone broke it down for me a couple of years ago. It was at a meeting at my church, and this guy is like big vice president of some like financial consultant company. And I love the way he broke this down. Okay. So he broke it down into the vision and the mission, but I'm going to change the wording because I don't like that wording. I like to word it this way. We have a goal, a numbers goal, and then we have a mission. Okay. So the numbers goal would be this. I want to be a 5-star elite coach next year, or I want to be a top 10 coach. For some of you, maybe you just want to go emerald. Like, that's your big goal. For some of you, your numbers goal is I want to hit SC5 this month, or I want to go diamond in the next few months, whatever that is. Okay. So you've got a number goal that you're aiming for. Okay. And that's something that is very important for everyone to have. Everyone needs to have a number goal because it will help stretch you and keep you moving forward. Okay. But then you also need to have a mission statement. Your mission statement is the rules by which you play. So let me give you a perfect example. My mission statement is I want to equip and empower people to live out their legacy. Now, my first year in business on the John Maxwell team. So the John Maxwell team is like a training that we go through, but we still have to build our own business from scratch. So it's not like we're handed, oh, you're on the John Maxwell team. Here's 100 clients. Go make a bunch of money. You have to take it, put it into practice yourself, and find your own clients, find your own niche, do all that stuff on your own. My entire first year of business, I signed 2 clients. That's really bad, guys. I mean, like, if you can't do math, that's 1 client every 6 months. Okay? There's 30 days in a month. Okay? 6 times 30 is 180, which means 179 days I heard a no with no yeses whatsoever. And then another 179 days with no yeses. That's pretty bad, right? Here's the thing, though. I had a mission that said I'm going to equip and empower people to live out their legacy. So every single morning I woke up and went to my piece of crap job that I hated so bad. I detailed cars. I can't even tell you how horrible it is to wake up in the morning and know you have to go clean everyone else's cars all day. I had no paid time off. I had no vacation time, no sick time. I had no health insurance, no benefits. I had no annual raises. And I worked on commission, which meant the only way I made money is if I showed up and worked really hard. So for every car that I detailed, I made a certain amount of money. The only way we paid our bills is if I showed up every single morning and drank a lot of coffee so that I could crank cars out all day. Tomorrow, or I guess Thursday is Christmas Eve, I would be going to work on Christmas Eve because I didn't have paid time off. I would take Christmas Day is the only holiday I would take off. That was kind of like a non-negotiable to be with my family. I would work Thanksgiving. I would work New Year's Day. I would work every day of the year. I mean, I had weekends off, but you get it. So here's the thing. With a crappy job that I hated, I would still wake up every morning, and on the way to work, I would say it out loud. Today, I'm going to equip and I'm going to empower people to live out their legacy. And all day long, that was my focus. Even at my crappy day job that I hated, I was looking for people, even at my job, to give advice to. If I heard someone in the shop that was going through a hard time, I'd put my buffer down and go chat with them and walk them through it. I'd give people rides to work if their car was broke down, and we would talk about their purpose. And I would encourage them and hopefully help them to live out their legacy. I would go home every single day after work and work my business for 3 hours, which wasn't being profitable at the time, which sucked. But every single night before I would go to bed, I would ask myself this, because I'd feel like a loser, right? Not making any sales. Some of you are on struggle bus too. Maybe you haven't hit SC in 3 months. Maybe you've never hit SC, and you feel like a failure every single night when you go to bed, especially if you've been busting your tail and doing all the things that you believe you should be doing, and you're not getting results. And so here's what I would do, though. Before I would go to bed, I would ask myself this: did you equip and empower people to live out their legacy? And as long as the answer was yes, I could put a smile on my face and I could go to sleep because I knew that I was successful. Now, if you're not getting numbers and not living by a mission, life can really suck. Because you're not making any money, you're not having any wins, and you don't even understand the significance of it. But when you understand the mission of what you're in this world to do, I promise you there is a new fire that's lit on the inside of you. I promise there's a new energy. You are willing to fail and fail and fail and fail because you know that there's someone out there that needs what you have to offer. And some of you have struggled to believe that. Some of you look at Christy and you see her and how successful she is, and you know that she's significant. You know that people need her help, but you've questioned whether or not they need your help. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's a load of crap. You were born with a purpose, and the world needs your voice and your story, and there's no one else on this planet that has your voice or your story. I'm telling you right now, I was at Platinum Edge in Dallas, which is an event that Christine Dwyer puts on. And she was talking about how her and 3 other of the top coaches in the entire company all live in, I think they live around Dallas. They all live in the same area of Texas and literally have never crossed paths on social media and bumped into each other. Like, they're 3 of the top coaches in the entire network. Christine Dwyer has half of the company in her downline. But there's still so many people in the States and in Canada combined that they're never in competition with each other. They're still nowhere close to reaching all of the people that need their help. And that's why there's every single one of us, because every single one of us has a unique story. And I believe that God put you here for a reason. And I believe that that story needs to be told and it needs to be heard. And so you have to decide today that your story is valuable and that your mission is valuable. And I promise you this, if you believe in your mission and you wake up every single morning committed to making a difference in the world, numbers will follow. After an entire year of my business doing absolutely nothing, I think after about a year and 3 months, I had 5 clients, which is still really bad, right? But I was starting to build up a little momentum. And then I met my wife's upline coach, Brittany Powers. I gave her a free call, offered to help her. She signed on with me. I spoke on her team call. Within 2 months, I'd gone from 5 clients to 20, just like that. Why? Because I was committed to equipping and empowering others to live out their legacy. And I didn't care how many people said no. I didn't care how many people said they didn't need me or didn't want me. I didn't care how many times I got rejected. I knew eventually I would find people that needed me. And the reason I'm on this call tonight is because I didn't give up on that mission. And I kept setting number goals to measure my mission. I guess, what is this? This is December. I should know what month it is. It's Christmas in a few days, right? So I've been in my business almost 2 years now. And 2 months ago, I quit my day job My very first month being full-time, I made 2.5 times the amount of money I made in my day job. I now have over 25 one-on-one clients. I now have 70 people a month in my training groups. Not because I'm awesome, okay? Nobody that's awesome signs 2 people in an entire year of business, okay? It's not because I'm awesome. It's because I stuck with the mission. But I kept chasing numbers because I knew that by putting numbers out there, it would make sure that I was devoted to living out that mission, to helping as many people as I possibly could. So I want you to understand that you can't just chase numbers, but you can't ignore numbers either. You've got to have a mission statement. Those are the rules you play by to get to the number you want to happen. And when those 2 things come together, I promise you, your team will be lit on fire. You can talk about the numbers and the rhinos will get excited, and you can talk about the mission and the retrievers will get excited. At the end of the day, peacocks and owls both have a little either rhino or golden retriever in them. You're gonna, if you talk about numbers and mission, you will effectively communicate with everyone on your team. So I want to talk just for another minute, and then I'll finish it up about how to implement this, okay? When I first, so basically, I grew up in church my whole life, used to play the guitar and sing at my church, and at some point they made me like an MC at my church, which basically means like I would get up and do like the announcements and introduce the pastor kind of stuff, okay? So when I took over this position at my church, we had these magical words on the wall of our church that I just absolutely loved. They said, reaching people, restoring lives, releasing purpose. And I was like, dude, that's a really cool mission. And they're on our wall in all caps, big, huge purple letters where everyone can see them, but no one ever says it. No one ever says those words. And here's the deal. I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you don't know, Tulsa, Oklahoma is like the belt buckle of the Bible Belt. There are like thousands of churches on every street corner all over Tulsa, okay? And this church only had about 75 people. And there's churches, and this may sound crazy depending on the culture you're from or where you live, but there's literally 20 or 30 churches in Tulsa that have over 10,000 people in attendance every Sunday. I mean, it's crazy. And we have 75 people. Feels a little insignificant, right? So here's what I did. Every single morning when I would get up there with a microphone, I would just say this: welcome to Father's House Church, where we are reaching people, restoring lives, and releasing purpose. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We're so glad you could join us. And then I'd go on with what else, with all the other stuff that would normally be said. But by simply opening with our mission statement, I swear you could see the light bulbs come on in people. Because for several years, these people had just been showing up every Sunday morning because that's the thing you're supposed to do. If you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you go to church on Sunday morning, right? That's just what you do here. And they're just showing up and just being there with not really any idea of what the purpose is because their eyes are on the numbers. There's not very many people here, so we must not be doing anything cool, right? This is stupid. Why are we even here? Why did I give up my Sunday morning to be here? Everyone's going to beat us to the restaurants because pastor always goes too long, and we're here for nothing. But the second I started saying that mission statement, people started to understand the purpose of why we were there. We didn't do anything different. We didn't launch any new programs. We didn't release any, new like ministries or anything. We did the exact same stuff we had always done for the last 10 years. But now we had a reason for doing it. And now people understood the purpose and the significance of what we were doing. So I want to encourage you, number one, if you don't have a mission statement, to write one. Very simple way you can do that is simply, what difference do you want to make in the world? When you die, what do you want people to say about your life? What did you do for others? Now, a mission statement is not something about you, okay? And if it's only 2 or 3 words, it's really more of a mantra. But if it's 2 or 3 sentences, That's a paragraph. Does that make sense? So it's a very simple, short sentence. Mine is, I want to equip and empower people to live out their legacy. See how quick and simple that is? But it's also not limited. Too many people put words like health. I want to help people on their health journey. Well, the problem with that is, what about people in the grocery store that don't want your help on their health journey? Do you care about them? What about your spouse if he doesn't care about a health journey? Do you still? A mission statement is something that literally applies to everything in your life. I'm trying to equip and empower my kids to live out their legacy, my wife, people that I meet everywhere I go. In other words, it's something that isn't just Beachbody related. It relates to your whole life. Does that make sense? So don't make it too long, but also don't make it too short, and then don't limit it to just one area, okay? But it is the difference you want to make in the world. So I want to challenge you to say this mission statement every morning when you wake up, every night before you go to bed. And then if you have a team, if you have your own team page and do your own team calls, I want to encourage you to plaster that mission statement across the banner in your team page. I want to encourage you to open up team calls. I'll just use my mission statement as an example. Hey guys, thank you so much for being on the team call tonight. We're going to talk about one more way to equip and empower people to live out their legacy. So tonight we're going to talk about how to start new convos, okay? If you want to equip and empower people, guess what? You're going to have to talk to them, right? So tonight we're going to talk about how to start new convos and have effective convos that are going to help you to equip people to live their legacy. See how I took something like starting new convos and made it sound meaningful? We have 3 vital behaviors in this business, right? Carly Del Carlo, who was number 7 in the company last year, said this: if you want to be really successful in this business, do the 3 vital behaviors over and over and over and over. It's not any more complicated than that. Here's the problem with that, is that can get a little monotonous to do the same 3 things over and over and over and over, which is why you need to understand the mission. Because otherwise you're going, here I go again. I'm going to post 5 times. I'm going to start 5 new convos, and I'm going to read a book. Way cool. But when you understand the purpose behind it, okay, I'm going to equip and empower people to live out their legacy today. The only way I can do that is to talk to people. The only way I can do that is to post. The only way I can do that is to read and become the best me I can. I'm reading a book right now by John Maxwell called Intentional Living. I have to feed myself if I'm going to help others. That's all there is to it. And when you understand the mission, everything else seems more meaningful and seems more purposeful. Okay? So find a way. Your team page, team calls, challenge groups, everything you do to put the mission out there so people understand why you're doing it. Okay? So thank you guys so much. I hope you took something from this. Would love to see any of you guys in my training groups. I do run training groups for Beachbody coaches. One is called 4 Weeks to Clarity and Focus. And this is for newer coaches who are struggling to get traction and build up momentum in their business. So I teach you how to come up with a specific daily game plan, how to connect to your why. I go more in depth on how to write your mission and teach you to overcome your fears so that you can move forward. I have another training group that launches February 29th called The Art of Recruiting. And what I've done is this is for people who have got good at hitting SC, but you cannot seem to get through that new demon of recruiting. I hear this from people all the time. I just cannot seem to find anyone that wants to work the business, right? And so a handful of my clients recruit like 30 new coaches a month. I mean, they're crazy. So what I've done is I've brainstormed with these people. I've put together everything that they agree on with the philosophies of John Maxwell and personal development and being intentional. I've put it together into a 4-week training. It's going to be literally like a 4-week boot camp to take your business, and in 4 weeks, I'm going to help you rebrand yourself. I'm going to help you to post in a way that attracts coaches, to start convos that attract coaches. I'm going to teach you a little something on running Facebook ads. I'm literally going to teach you everything I possibly could in 4 weeks, but try to keep it simple enough that you can actually implement all of it and not just give you 20,000 things that you walk away and go, okay, I don't even remember any of that. So it's still going to be very systemized, and there's systemized. That's not a word. I made that up. It's going to be systematic, and there's going to be daily accountability to help you get that momentum going over those 4 weeks. So if you're interested in any of those training groups, you can go to joshuacoates.com. Even if you're not interested in those training groups, I'm about to release a free book here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's going to be a digital, an ebook, I guess, whatever, everything these days. And you can go subscribe to my website. You'll get the book for free as soon as it's released. So even if the training groups aren't something you want to do right now, get a free book. It's going to be awesome. I'm super stoked. Like, I literally can't wait for that book to come out. So thank you guys for I know I went like crazy long. I'm a loudmouth. I go forever. I'm a little bit of a peacock, Christy. So I apologize. But I'm more than happy to stick around for a little while and do some Q&A if you want.
Thank you so much. I'm so pumped.
Of course.
Thank you. I love it. Did you guys have any questions? You can unmute yourself if you have any questions.
Don't just sit there and stare at me.
Where can we sign up for your training at?
At joshuacoates.com.
Okay.
So go to the website, joshuacoates.com. You'll see all the different training groups there that I offer that you can sign up for.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. You're welcome, Tricia. I'm going to type that in the chat box.
Perfect.
Just in case you try to add an E to my last name like everyone else does. There's no E in Coates. And joshcoates.com was taken, so I had to use my full name, Joshua. Any other questions? You can unmute yourself and ask away. It doesn't necessarily have to be about the training groups or what I talked about tonight. If you got a question, just come at me. I'm ready for it.
We got him. Does anybody have any questions? Stacy? Doc?
If you're trying to inspire someone who's obviously, say you're a golden retriever and you're trying to hit some of the rhinos and the peacocks and more or less inspire them and kind of help them to understand, I understand where you're going with the mission statement. Is there a tactic that you can recommend where you can find that common ground to kind of help them have those aha moments a little quicker?
Okay, so clarify for me. Are you wanting to recruit some of these people, or are these people that you've already recruited that you're having trouble connecting with?
These are already people I've recruited, and some of the coaches kind of like, I'll get a few who come in and then dig deep for like a month or two, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm bored and I'm out of here.
Okay.
And then I'll get the people who are like really slow, who just, it takes forever to try to help them understand what's going on.
So that's a loaded question because there's 20 different things going on. Because one, you have to remember that not everyone's ready to run, just like the health journey, right? How many different people buy challenge packs? Second week of the challenge group, they're out.
That's true.
How many people join a challenge group and then never actually even show up for day one, right? You're like, there's 100 people in this challenge group and we've got 10 people posting. Something's wrong here, right? So part of that you have to understand is just statistics. The 80-20 rule says that 20% of people are going to be engaged and 80% of people don't even, they don't care. I guarantee you this team is made up of more than 25 people. But we've got 25 people on the team call. Why? Because that's statistics, right? 25 people care enough about this business to get on and invest in themselves. Everyone else is eating cookies right now and watching Christmas movies, right? And so that's part of it, is to just understand that, number one, not everyone's going to be as excited as you. Not everyone's going to be as passionate as you. So number one, you just have to lead by example. Okay. And don't get frustrated by the people who don't want it the same way you do. Use it as motivation to find more people who are going to want it. Some of the top recruiters in this business will tell you for every 10 people you recruit, only one of them is going to work the business. Why? 2 words for you: discount coach. We sign discount coaches left and right, and then we get upset that no one wants to work the business. Well, They didn't say they wanted to work the business. They said they want a discount on Shaco and they don't want to work the business. And then we get upset that they don't want to work the business, which doesn't really make sense, right? But if you do have people that actually do want to work the business and they're having trouble digging in, like what you're talking about, to their why and to their purpose, here's a few questions you can ask them. As far as their mission goes, what are some things that you've seen changed in your own life that you want to give to the world? That's a very, I mean, for the most part, most of you are health and fitness coaches because you had a health and fitness journey and you feel the need to pay it forward, right? But I would get even more specific than that. Did you struggle like my wife, hypothyroidism? She uses that hashtag on all of her posts. Why? Because she's going to very easily connect with other people struggling with hypothyroidism. Get them to dig deep into their story, the struggles they had, the issues they've had, the things they've overcome. The other thing is, instead of asking them, what rank advance do you want to get to? Ask them, what is the biggest goal you have for your life in the next few years? Do you have a really crappy job like I did that you want to quit? Do you have a bunch of debt that you want to pay off? Do you have a spouse that you want to retire? Like what's the deep-rooted issue that you signed up for this business for? And then when people get off track, instead of saying, now come on, I told you you need to start 5 convos a day, slapping their hand, instead you can say, here's the deal. I know it's the holidays. I know it's rough. I know. But you told me that you really wanted to go on a dream vacation. You told me that you were tired of having to check the bank account on your phone every time before you walk into the grocery store. You told me that you were tired of fixing your kids' SpaghettiOs at night because you can't afford good groceries. Now, do you still want those things for your life? Because if so, we're going to have to do the things that are hard. We're going to have to stick with it, and we're going to have to continue. We're going to have to believe in the process. See how much more motivating that was than, now come on, you told me you would start 3 convos. And one of the biggest problems in this business is that we dig deep with people on their health why, but we forget to dig deep with people on their coaching why, or their business why. Because we're always trying to help people rank advance. And if people understand their deep emotional root for wanting to work a business, rank advances will come left and right. Because the only way I could quit my day job was to make a whole bunch of money. And the only way to make a whole bunch of money was to sign a whole bunch of clients. Right? Mm-hmm. But trying to sign a whole bunch of clients doesn't necessarily motivate me the way quitting a day job that I hate does. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So hopefully those are some emotional buttons that you can push with people. Always remember that you're always trying to find an emotional button with people. And if you can find that trigger while they're in that place, get them set up with a game plan and get them set up on accountability. Once they recommit and they say, okay, you know what? You're right. You're so right. I really want to do this. I really want to make this happen. Okay, great. So what are we going to do? I want you to check in with me every single Wednesday at 12 o'clock and let me know what you did. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we forget how powerful accountability is. On our health journeys, why does Beachbody work? Because of our challenge groups. Our products are great and our workouts are great. But there's a lot of great workout programs out there that nobody's doing because there's no accountability for it. And our businesses are the same. If people are on the struggle bus, remember this is an emotional journey, just like health and fitness is. Set up some accountability for them. And accountability is a game changer in any area of life. So I know that was a 20-minute answer, but I told you I'm a loudmouth and I talk a lot. So hopefully that helped.
No, that was great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
Josh, this is Lori Warner. I'm in Michigan.
Hey, how's it going?
I thought I thought your talk was awesome. I really appreciate you taking the time to do it for us.
Of course.
I think that the mission statement is such an important reminder, because I also think that, one of the things that I changed this last year when I decided I'm totally going to do this thing and I know that I can do it, I have 100% confidence in myself that I can, is that remembering your mission statement and projecting that in a very confident way, even if in the back of your mind you really aren't that confident that you can do it. It's amazing if you tell yourself every single day, this is my mission statement. This is why I'm doing this post. This is why I don't give a crap if somebody unfriends me because they don't like my positive post. Well, you know what? They're never going to be on my team anyway. So,
Yeah.
I finally got to that point. But I think that the mission statement is so important, because otherwise you're not going to be able to project confidence. You're not going to have people be attracted to what you're saying if you're not confident in what you're saying. So I think that a lot of people jump into this, and then you're right. Their whole thing is, okay, well, I want to help people. I want to get healthy myself. And yeah, all of us want to do that. But what is the bigger picture? I also think too that some people, maybe their dream isn't to be a, superstar Beachbody coach, but Beachbody can be the means to doing whatever it is that you want to do. Well, if you want to own a yoga studio, or you have some other huge dream, Beachbody can be a means for you to do that. So, I love the whole mission statement thing, but I also think that if you're serious about doing this, you have to flip the switch in your head, and you have to say, I'm a top coach, and you have to act like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. And you have to act like, someone else cares about your mission. Like, even if it doesn't seem like anyone. And that's what kept me going that first year, was I was taking people out. I say I only signed 2 clients, but it wasn't for lack of effort. I was buying people coffee left and right. I was putting on live events that I was giving away tickets for, because no one would pay to show up. And I didn't want to have an event with just me and the one person that did pay. But that mission kept me going and saying, you know what? If none of you care about what I have to say, I don't care, because if it's my mission, someone obviously needs it. And I'm just going to keep talking to every person on the face of this planet until I find someone that does. And that's, yeah, you're right. You have to believe it, even if you don't believe it. Like, I didn't know if anyone really needed my help being equipped for their legacy, but I believed in the mission enough. Like I said, I was going to talk to every person on the face of the planet to find out if someone did or not. I wasn't going to give up. And thank God I didn't give up, because I can't tell you how many times I've been on a call with someone and they've been like, dude, I've literally been praying for someone to come along and help me with this thing that I've been struggling with. Can't tell you how many times I spoke on a team call and someone sent me a message afterwards, said, thank you so much for speaking tonight. I was thinking about quitting. I was struggling with that exact same thing you were talking about, and now my fire's lit and I'm ready to do this. And so that's the thing, is if you just keep going, I swear to you, there are people, man, you just, like, I can't tell you how many times a week I cry because of the lives that I see changed. That I wasn't getting that detail in cars, okay? Detail in cars wasn't nobody coming out, oh my gosh, thank you so much for detail. You don't know how stressed I've been with that candy under my seat. I mean, come on, no one's doing that, right? But that's the beauty of your guys' business, is it's built around helping people. If you haven't already seen it in your challenge groups, you will. If you don't have enough coaches to have heard something like that, you will. Nothing in the world like hearing someone else say that they're literally accomplishing their life's mission because of the role you played in their life. There's nothing in the world, no amount of money could purchase that feeling. It's the greatest thing in the world. And I swear, if you commit to your mission, that will happen, if it hasn't already. Thanks for chiming in, Lori. I appreciate it.
Bravo, Josh. Bravo.
I love it.
Getting me more fired up.
I really, really believe that a lot of it is people don't think they're special enough. You know, I think exactly what you said. You have to believe that you have something that somebody else needs, and everybody God makes everyone special in this world. We're all extremely special. And we need to believe in that. And whether we need to start reading a lot more personal development to believe that about ourselves, I believe that's the missing link between someone not succeeding and giving up and somebody succeeding and not giving up, is because they don't think they're worthy or they don't think they're special enough.
Yeah, I agree. It's sad the way our society has made us, because of Hollywood, because of NBA stars, NFL stars. We all feel like we're this like little low somebody, and we all feel like we're insignificant because we're not on the cover of a magazine, or because you're not a top 10 coach. And we glorify all of these other people because they've had success, instead of, and I always say this, I allow other people's success to become my motivation, not my condemnation. Too many people look at successful people and they go, they're doing that and I'm doing this, so I suck. Instead of saying, dude, if they're doing that, that means I could do that. Because a few years ago, they were just, and I'm telling you this, with working with top coaches, I have to admit, sometimes when I talk with a big time coach, that first call, I'm a little intimidated. But you know what happens every single time? Within 10 or 15 minutes, they're spilling their guts about all the struggles they're having in their life. There is not, I don't care how high you get, every single one of us is human and struggling internally with something. Now, they're probably struggling with different things than what you struggle with, but they're not perfect. I promise you that. They're not perfect. They have issues every single day when they wake up, just like you do. But the difference is, and I like to say that one of the main differences between successful people and unsuccessful people is successful people move forward in spite of their fear, whereas unsuccessful people use fear as an excuse to sit still. We're all afraid. We're all scared. None of us 100% believe that we can do it, but the people who just decide to go do it anyways are the people that become successful. I'm going to talk till like 10 o'clock at Central Time. If you guys, I guess that'd be 11 o'clock your time, Christy.
This is awesome. I'm so excited. I love this. This is really good. This has got my fire going. That's for sure.
So, hey, Christy, let's do a giveaway.
Okay.
Let's do this. Everyone tomorrow on the team page, post your personal mission statement. Okay. Even if it's super rough, like I'm telling you, even if your mission statement is like, I want to help people be good. Like if that's all you got, start somewhere. It doesn't matter how rough it is. Okay. You just have to start somewhere. And I swear, if you say it every day, the right words will start coming to you. Okay. Make a video, post it in the team page tomorrow, saying your mission statement and how you're going to use that mission statement to change the way you do business in 2016. Okay. Do that. And I'm going to give one person a free ride into any of my training groups, your choice.
Wow. That is awesome.
But you have to post a video tomorrow, okay? It's got to be a video. You can't type. You got to show your face your fears, because I know that's the scariest thing sometimes, just to put your face on camera, right? Put your face on that camera. Talk to me about your mission.
And you want them to post these videos on the team page?
Yeah, post it in the team page, because that's at least a nice, safe place where they don't have to spill their beans in front of all their friends and family.
Okay.
And that way we can all just hear everyone's mission, you know, and maybe if you want, you could add me to the team page tomorrow so I can go in and check them out. And then on Christmas Eve, we'll announce a winner. So you have to post a video tomorrow, okay? And then Christmas Eve, I'll announce a winner for Christmas present. Stacy Murray says, which team page? On Christy's team page. Because everyone should be in that team page, right?
Well, there's a couple people on this call that are not, because everybody has their own team page, and so everybody is. You know what I mean? Some people are online,
but they're on yours and on theirs, right?
There's a few people. There's probably about 7 people on here that are not on my team page.
Oh wow! Look at you guys, bunch of rock stars with all your own team pages. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So let's do this. Post it on whatever team page you happen to be in.
And
Okay.
I'm on all their team. I'm on everybody that, I'm on almost everybody, all their
Okay. You're in all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So Christy will be in charge of sending me names, if you're okay with that, Christy,
I am. This
Okay,
is exciting. Yeah, this will be fun.
of everyone that makes a video. And then on Christmas Eve, I'll do a little drawing.
Okay. Perfect. That's awful. It's
Remind me
awful generous.
Thursday at 10 a.m. to make a video to do the giveaway.
Perfect.
Siri's the only way I remember anything in my life.
I love it.
I literally, Siri is my personal assistant. Should we tag anyone specifically? Make sure you tag Christy. That way she doesn't have to go like digging through all the pages to like try to figure out who did what. Any other questions?
I actually had a question.
What's up, Keith?
Hey, well, before you even announced that, my question for you was, how long did it take you to create your personal mission statement?
Good question. So, I read chapter 21 of John Maxwell's book, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, which was the law of legacy. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I need, and he talked about having a life sentence, which is basically a mission statement. And so it started off right away. I think within the first day I was just thinking about it and I was like, dude, like that's what I want. That's what I've always wanted to do with my life. I used to have a rock band. My goal has always been to just help inspire other people to live out whatever the heck they want to do with their lives. So I think right away on day one, when I read that chapter, I said, I want to help people live out their legacy. And that's all it was for like probably 3 or 4 weeks. I would just say every single morning and every single night, I want to help people live out their legacy. I want to help people live out their legacy. And it took 3 or 4 weeks for the words equip and empower to get added. Because I'd just be out talking to someone and I would hear the word like empower. I was just like, it would just like resonate with me. You know what I mean? And I think there were 2 or 3 other words that I kind of randomly tried out and tested them in there. And I just like, they just don't work. So I think it took like 3 or 4 weeks before it became, I want to equip and empower people to live out their legacy. But the only reason it happened was because I was intentional about saying it every single day, which allowed me to hear in my own ears, like which words sounded good and which words like just weren't working. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
And also just wanted to say thanks for this call in general. I took about 4 pages of notes. It was amazing.
Awesome, man. Awesome. You're welcome, Keith. You're welcome. Dude, I have to say, it's cool to see a bunch of dudes on this call because I'm usually lucky if I see one dude in an entire week of hanging out with Beachbody people. So that's pretty rad.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to this call for ever since you said you were going to do a call.
Way cool. Awesome.
And so last couple of days I knew it would be good. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this. This is really, really, really great. In fact, it's so good. I'm probably going to listen to the recording 2 or 3 times.
Awesome. Do we want to take a picture together before everyone hops off? Because I know a couple of people have already jumped off.
Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, everyone smile. Okay. Perfect.
Oh. All right, I'm good if you're good, Christy, unless someone else has a question. I think the selfie's done and everyone's like, I'm peacing out. I stuck around for the picture. I'm good.
Laura, did you say you had a question? Okay. She's waving bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys for coming on. Bye.
Thank you again.
Josh, I am excited to talk to you in January.
Cool. Sounds good. I'll chat with you soon, Christy.
I'll send you the videos. Thanks.
Okay, cool.
Bye.
Thanks for posting this, Christy. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.